What's going on, everybody? My name is John Stamper and very excited to be here today sitting with Alison Moulder, who is the founder of Simplicity in Style. How you doing, Alison?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. So listen, we're here. You were doing a little photo shoot today, and we want to just take a little bit of time to have you talk a little bit about your company. Very exciting.
Yes.
Organizing, helping people with busy lives, have a clear mind.
Yep. So Simplicity in Style is the name of our company, and we're based here in Louisville, Kentucky. We offer three services, three main areas of service. One is just in-home organizing, whether it's your pantry, your walk-in closet, your kids' playroom. We can organize it, make it aesthetically beautiful for you and functional too. That's always something that we definitely want to make sure we focus on. We also do moving services for people. So if you think about moving, all of the work that goes into that, from prepping your house, getting it ready to sell. So we can declutter, we can help you edit through everything that you want to pack up, and then we can also help you unpack into your new house. And that is one of our, we call it our turnkey luxury move-in service. We will literally all come in, bring our team, and we will unpack everything into your home, put it all away in an organized system, and really get it all set up for you. The third service that we offer is styling services. And a lot of times that just goes hand in hand with organizing. You know, we're reshuffling things on a shelf or in a closet, and we will also just style it, add in some decor elements, and make it look really pretty for you too.
I love that. All right, so let's talk about the why. How did this thing even come to fruition? Let's talk a little bit about your story.
Well, I actually have a background in teaching and education, okay. And if you're a teacher or you have known a teacher, you know you really have to be super organized just to run your classroom efficiently. And so I used to love doing that. I loved that part of it. I would always have systems in place so that my students knew exactly what to expect each day, with the agenda on the board, where to turn papers in. So I always had that going. And then when I had 3 kids, I realized all of those skills needed to sort of carry into my house as well. Anyone who has a family or is a busy professional knows that your home can just get disorganized and chaotic very quickly if you don't have systems in place. So I really just over the years have developed a love and a passion for organizing. And a couple years ago, I was talking to a friend of mine. My youngest was starting kindergarten that year, and I was debating, like, should I go take this job in education? And it was, it wasn't a bad job. It was just a work from home, online test scoring job for, teachers kind of thing. And she said, do you want to do it? And I said, I don't really want to. And she said, well, what would you do if you could just do anything you wanted to do? And I said, honestly, I would just organize people's houses. But, is that a thing? She said, I think you should go try that. Yeah. And, it took a lot of courage for me to just sort of put myself out there and do that. But we started that 2 years ago, and it's just really kind of grown and exploded from there. We have an awesome team of 6 girls that work with us now, and we've served hundreds of clients in the Louisville area, and absolutely love what I do every day.
You know what I think is so exciting about what you're all doing is anytime you have a business that's a before and after.
Yes.
I think what's so cool about, like, I know you'll put stuff up on social and you'll have, like, here's the before.
Yeah.
And then here's the after. So talk a little bit about what that's like with your clients that you serve, like their reaction on the front end. Like, I'm probably, a little bit confused, like what this is going to look like. And then what is their reaction when you guys are finished?
Well, that's definitely the best part of our job. The before part is always the part everybody's nervous about. They say, oh, don't judge. And we never judge. That's what we're there for. We're there to help you make order out of your space. So we always come and look at the space and assess it. And they're always like, oh, it's a mess. No one can make this look good. But we can, we promise. And we do every single time. And we basically just start by pulling everything out. We edit it. We put our magic to work with all the girls on our team. And the best part is at the end when I take the client in and I say, are you ready to see your new pantry? Are you ready to see your new closet? And most times they're like, I cannot believe that this is my closet now. Yeah. But besides just having it look great, we also show them the new system, right, and teach them how to not let it fall apart again. Mm-hmm. That's a huge part of what we do, is teaching people how to sustain the organization so that their house can always have that sort of sense of calm and order to it.
So that's a good point. So have you had the opportunity to follow up with some of those clients, maybe 3 months, 6 months after? Like, are you finding that they have been, once you give them that jump start, to get that clean space, getting it organized, styled, have you found that they're able to keep it going?
Yes, actually we have a lot of repeat clients. So we found that when we pretty much, go and do one room in a house, that we're going to be back for more. And almost all the time, like I would say 99% of the time, we come back and the pantry is still organized. The closet's still organized, and that's a great feeling to know that they've been able to sustain it. So we sort of work our way through their house, teach them how to keep it in order, and yeah, that's the best part of our job, is helping people for the long term keep it that way.
So my wife is a part of your team, and I went to work one day and came home, and our closet, I mean, to a T, Allison.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
all the way to where I, had to switch the hanger. Like, I got a new way to put my hanger on there, but I have to tell you, like, there was just something about walking in there
Yeah.
and, this peace of mind to know
Yep.
that it's organized, you know where everything's at. I know where my sweatshirts are now. I know where my
Perfect.
shorts are. Everything is labeled.
Yes.
What are some other funny stories? Like, what are, with some of the clients and that you've worked with? What any special requests ever? Or do a lot of people just trust you and the team to get it done?
Everybody's a little bit different. Some people say, I literally have no idea where to put anything in this closet, and I trust you guys 100%. The husbands, it's funny you mentioned your closet, because they are always a little bit nervous. They're like, what are you going to do in here? But they are usually the most excited. They're like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen that ball cap in like 10 years because I didn't know where it was, and all their favorite things are now like lined up. They can see them. They can easily pick out their clothes in the morning. Kids are funny as well, especially when we do a playroom. I love kids' reactions, because they're like, oh my gosh, I can see all the toys that I have. And a lot of times they actually start playing with things that maybe when they were scattered all over the floor, like a kit, for example, or a puzzle, or an art supplies or something, they didn't play with them because it's just everywhere, and kids do get overwhelmed. So when we've sorted them and labeled them and contained them and sort of set things up in zones, they get really excited and they play more in their playroom, and then the parents are like, yes, everybody's happy.
Right. I love that. How about what it's been like for you as an entrepreneur, as a business owner? You talked a little bit about this journey. I'm just curious. Like, you're a busy mom, never easy starting a business, but more importantly, building a successful one, which is what you're doing. What's that journey been like?
It's definitely not been without its challenges, but I would say anything in life that you're going to do, it's going to have challenges if it's going to be worth it in the end. I kind of just approach each time that we're growing and changing and having to learn something new. For example, building a website. I have no background in that whatsoever, but I thought, hey, I'm going to teach myself how to do this.
Right.
So before we started our business, I just tried it it probably took me 6 months to build our website, but I just chipped away at it every day. And just learning the process as I go. I also have to give credit to people in my life who have helped me. I have lots of friends who have said, hey, can you give me some feedback on this? Or what do you think about this? Rachel, one of our team members, she does amazing photography, and she's helped us out with our website pictures. So really relying on a network of people, but also just, not getting discouraged with every challenge, just saying, hey, this is, par for the course when you're building a business, and learning as you go and as you grow.
What would you say to the busy mom out there who had some of the same aspirations as you and is like just kind of on the fence, has an idea, wants to start a business? What would be your advice to her?
I would say if I can do it, you can do it. Because, you can't wait around forever and for the perfect time. There is no perfect time. I still have 3 kids. They're huge. That consumes your day when you're a mom. There's never going to be a perfect time where nobody in your life needs you and you can focus on your business. It's all about trying to find the balance and really just learning through the process. But yeah, I would encourage anybody to just go for it. No time like now.
Yeah, I love that. Can you talk about the process? So when somebody is interested in working with you, like, how does it start? Like, how does that whole thing work?
Yes. So people find us one of several ways, whether it's Google My Business, because they're just searching home organizer. We have a lot of referrals through friends and through other clients. But whenever somebody reaches out to us, we get a contact form or a phone call. We always set up a consultation. It's a complimentary consultation. We just pop by your house. The client walks us through and says, okay, here's the stuff that's driving me crazy. I take pictures and measurements just for my own planning purposes. So that's step 1, is just get the consultation down. I always tell people step 2 is I will come back with a proposal, a custom proposal for you with a time estimate, product estimate if they want new products, and we really just outline what we're going to do in the space. Some spaces require, like, we're going to put some shelving in. We have an amazing handy woman who will come and do that if they want. We have a lot of different services we can offer in addition to just the hands-on organizing. When we get to their house on organization day, we usually take everything out. Like, for example, if we were doing a kitchen, we would probably empty all their cabinets. We would put everything out on the counters, and we will rezone and resort in a way that makes sense. During this time, if they want to edit or get rid of anything, this is always like the time where we say, hey, you've got 18 spatulas, you want to get rid of some. And I'm not really exaggerating there. Everybody's like, oh my goodness, how did I get that many? It's just because they scatter throughout your house. You know, you've been in a house for 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
But we love to laugh about that stuff with our clients.
Yeah.
I mean, we all have stuff too in our own
Absolutely.
homes.
Yeah.
So, you know, we edit the space and then we put everything back together in a way that makes sense. And that's where the magic really happens. We make sure that everything has a system, everything is labeled. I always tell people I'm a labeling nerd. I love to label things because if you have a family with multiple family members, they all need to know where stuff is. So nobody's saying, hey, where's the coffee? Where's the granola bars? Where's the puzzle or whatever? It's all labeled and it's in this zone, and we create a system that hopefully they can maintain for the long haul.
Yeah, I love that. What's your next vision, right? So like you said, like everything's been a journey. You got the website done. You guys are working with so many happy clients. What's your next step? Like if you had this grand vision, what would it be as you're continuing to grow the business?
Really just to continue to grow our team, and have them be able to go do jobs, whether I'm there or not. We have multiple jobs going on at the same time. They're all amazing, amazing women who are very skilled organizers as well. Another area we really have gotten into lately is the move-ins, and those are really, really big jobs that require all hands on deck, but they're my absolute favorite because there's nothing like starting with a blank slate in a new house. We always tell people, you know, start off with the right foot. We get all the systems in place. So we work with lots of real estate agents. We've been working with more and more lately. So that I feel like that area of the business is going to grow a little bit because there's always a need when people move.
I was going to ask you that. I would imagine that as a real estate agent, you know, not only are they helping their clients, but then to introduce them to all of you to be able to come in and get that clean slate. It's like when you move and you think about that opportunity to like move into a new place. And again, like I know people get overwhelmed. So talk a little bit about like what that's like the move in, the boxes, and like how do you go about that process? Because I'm thinking about, you know, my family and like people's things are their things.
Yes.
How do you, you know, transform them to just accept the fact that, hey, you're going to move it in and we're going to be able to put it where you need to put it?
Well, we always start with the kitchen because most people are not emotionally attached to the things in the kitchen. And we move on to bathrooms and kids' rooms, especially because parents always want their kids like, oh, we're going to be sleeping in this house tomorrow night. My kids literally have none of their stuff. They want them to feel at home. So we always unpack the kids' rooms. And the details as far as like personal items, we usually work one-on-one with the client for that stuff. So say we're putting away things in your nightstand, you know, all your personal things that you just don't want scattered all over the room. We say, hey, where do you want this? Where does it make sense to you? Where do you use this? Is this something you want in the bathroom? Is this something you want by your nightstand? Is this something you want downstairs on the way out the door? So the details, we always have input from clients. And then the bigger picture stuff, the zoning of the kitchen and the closets overall, we usually can do that on our own.
Yeah. All right. So how about your kids? Are they now organizing?
You know, it just kind of depends on the day. Actually, yes, my girls, I have two girls who are 8 and 10, and here's an example of how organizing has helped them is they are super into the bead kits and the rainbow loom kits and the art kits. And anyone who has kids with all these art kits, you know that the pieces get everywhere. So a couple weeks ago, I brought home a bunch of Target bins because we have them on hand all the time anyway, and set them out. I said, let's start sorting into the ones that you use that you make sense. And they were so excited to do that. And, you know, now that summer break is here, they were like, hey, I'm going to play with my rainbow loom kit. And she pulled it right out and was ready to play with it. And it wasn't like, oh, where is this piece? Where is that piece? So yeah, they get on board with stuff like that. They see how it helps them in the end. But yeah, they're
probably helps their minds too, right? I mean, we talk about this all the time. I mean, I think of kids and, you know, in today's day and age, right? There's so much going on. And I love the fact that you all go in and keep their space organized as well so that they can play. You mentioned products like bins and things like that. And I wanted to ask you that. So what is that? How does that work with clients? Do you recommend those types of things, or?
I always tell clients, we bring everything with us. We're a full service organizing company. So we will, from start to finish, do the space. Like, they don't need to do anything. We will also take away donations. If they're like, hey, out of those 18 spatulas, let's get rid of these 5, or anything, clothing, toys, we take it. We have a bunch of donation places we take it to. And if the client has a really specific one they want, we honor that. But yeah, we help people not only edit, but we also bring in any bins or baskets needed. After doing this so many times, I always tell people we'll use whatever you have in your house, but we also know the absolute best ones to use. And so most of the time they're like, hey, bring it on, bring them, because so many times people go to the store and they buy a bunch of random bins and they're like, I don't know how to use these.
Right.
But we've done it so much now, I know exactly what to use in a deep pantry with 16-inch pull-out shelves, or in a bathroom with deep cabinets. And so we bring all the product with us, and we don't upcharge. We just pass it along at retail cost. That's part of the entire full-service organizing.
Awesome. Well, Alison, thanks so much. First off, congratulations.
Thank you.
Always great to watch somebody have an idea, put it into reality.
Yep.
And then continue to grow that. And I know a lot of the people that I've spoke with, at least when I tell them what my wife does, I mean, their first reaction is, oh my gosh, I need that.
Yeah.
So you need this. I'm sure all of us, whether it's your garage or your basement or you're moving in or whatever the case may be, Simplicity and Style is doing some great work. So Alison, could you let everybody know where they can learn more about the services and all of that?
Yes, our website is simplicityanstyle.com. It's very easy to find, and there's a contact form on there at the very top. You just type in your need and we will give you a quick phone call. We also have an Instagram account, which is Simplicity and Style Home. It's all one word, and that is really where we document all of the different before and afters and the pictures if you want to see a visual of what we do.
Love the before and afters. It's like
Yes, very
HGTV all the
satisfying.
time. It's very cool to see those before and after. So Alison, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. Thanks everybody.
Thank you.